Then let's get started. Let's see if everything is working. Checkity test, test. Cool, this should work. Welcome to this stream. Hello, Cherry265i. I hope you're doing good. So we're going to review a little bit. The animations I did in the last days, weeks, time is flying. And yeah, see a little bit the progress we've made. What worked, what didn't work. Yeah. So I think I'm going to stream today 30 minutes. I also will try a couple of shorter streams in the next week. Some maybe longer, some shorter. I have to see how it fits in the schedule. But yeah, with that, I would say let's jump in. Also, if you have any question, just let me know how I'm doing. I'm a little bit sick, but other than that, I'm fine. I think it's the weather change here in Berlin. We had these cold days, and now it's getting warmer, and the body just has to adjust a little bit. But yeah, nothing to complain if the sun is coming more out. All right, with that, let me switch here my setup. And we're going from full screen into my iPad. I hope you see it. I think it should work. And with that, let's jump into a couple of animations and see what things we've created. Maybe I'm even going to animate live in the next week if I find the time, if it fits. With that, adjust things here. I think this should work. Cool. This comes here. All right. Which scene are you working on today? I didn't even start today with my daily animation, so I will do it later. So I will do the stream here, review a couple of animations, and I have to do some organization business stuff. And later I'm going to animate a bit for the daily One Piece animation. But with that, I would say let's jump in. It's crazy how much animations I did in the last 54 days. Mostly I did it in Procreate. Usually I'm animating in Clip Studio Paint, but I find it like if you have like smaller animation projects, Procreate is super cool, and also Procreate Dreams, because you get really fast results, and you can also play a lot with animation styles without setting every time a more complex animation folder setup. Yeah, like that. And let's jump in. I would say this here was the first one, the first animation. I think this was part 1. And I feel like I'm also thinking like if the challenge is over, if I'm going to overwork a couple of these animations. Or maybe sketch them better out. Or something I'm definitely taking away from this is to be playful with your first ideas and don't worry too much about how the lines are looking, just having fun create your animation, and then you can always go in and sketch it better out, refine the character, the proportions, but being loose in the beginning and test your ideas, if the idea is working or not. If not, change the perspective, change a bit the motion. I feel like that's very, very beneficial to not sketch things too precise out. I also like this one. I also in the early animations I used more black. I like the style. It's just a question of, yeah, especially with these black, you have to time and make them black. So if you have a layer here and you sketch it again, you have to go in here and make these thing here again, fill them black, whichever workflow you're using. So I would say if you're planning to color your animations, it's not the best workflow to make them black. But if you're going for a style like this, of course, this can make sense. It looks a bit more like the manga version to use this black high contrast. And I think this was day 2. And also something, if you take a challenge, of course, also for me, I had some days where I animated the whole day and did nothing else than animation. But this is not really realistic to do it on every day, because I also have to do other things. So yeah, I think it's okay just to also have shorter days. For example, I think yesterday for my animation I did only 1 hour or 2. So the animation in total will be, I think it's 30 days more to go. So yeah, if you're doing a longer challenge or challenge like this, also, yeah, balance it a little bit so you don't burn out along the challenge, and you can maintain an energy to keep keep animating and also have fun, and not only crash out in the whole process. So I think this one was one of the animation where I got a lot of positive feedback here. Maybe I even take the time here and clean this one up. I think it would look cool to sketch things better out here. But yeah, I like this first loose approach. I think it's a cool way to explore animations ideas in the future in a style like this. And then you can always go, like I said, on top. And sometimes also it's, if you have an idea, sketching something like this here out, like the animation I've showed you, and then you're going over it, sometimes then the animation don't work. So, and then you have to see, where can I make corrections so the animation works better? Yeah, even in a clean style. And also here some animations I then first, I don't remember what I've tried to do here, but as you can see, it go only for 2 frames, and then I started a new idea, and I think that's also normal. Like to have an idea, try it out, and if it's not working, you're going to the next idea. So I will not go into everyone. I uploaded and shared these all on my X channel and on Threads. They have uploaded every animation. And then also you can find a lot of highlight stuff like this on Instagram, for example. Yeah. So what else do we have? Remember this one? I think this was also in the first week, maybe, end of the first week. I tried here to bring a little bit more dynamic in, instead only having this last frame here. I tried, okay, how can we play with the camera to make this last frame a little bit more dynamic? So yeah, I had Luffy flying in here, and then I think his name was it Kuzan? I'm not write it in the comment section. Forgot the name. And then yeah, also he's appearing here to the front of the canvas, and Luffy is trying to grab him. So yeah, if you have a scene or a reference or whatever, you can always think about how can you make use of the camera to bring more dynamic into the scene. For example, one character like here is flying in, like this here. And yeah, just to bring the whole thing a little bit more fun, and have a better dynamic in it. Cool. What else? Where else would we go look at? This one was also crazy and cool. I'm not sure what's happening here. Ah, yeah. This was a combined scene. I started here. And then next we went here. It reminds me a little bit of Dragon Ball, like with this energy flying around. And the character flying into the camera. Did I have lunch? Yes, I had lunch. I just had a little soup. And relaxed a little bit. And I started the first... I didn't watch everything, but I started to watch One Piece a little bit. The Netflix adaptation. And I liked it so far. It was fun. I don't like every scene, every effect, and everything that is happening. But in total, it's just cool to see One Piece in a real setting. And I feel like, yeah, sometimes they do a good job to have that One Piece feeling in it. But yeah, I think everyone will have a different opinion in it. But yeah, I would say it's a cool thing. And also, I probably, for kids who never saw One Piece before, and this is their first contact with One Piece, is also a cool way to discover the show. All right. I think there were more fun scenes connected to these. We have this, we have this. This one is where he's smashing here the ground. Probably, if I would overwork this one, I would make it a little bit slower here. So taking a bit time, maybe you could even add a frame here, only like an in-between, to have the impact a little bit more visible on the canvas. But I feel like, yeah, you have cool frames in here. And the impact also feels nice. But yeah, probably it's a bit too short. So a couple of more frames here, like this one, and then you could just go in, for example. Super simple. And just, yeah, make it like this here. It lets the stones move just a little bit, so yeah, they are a little bit more visible. So you would go in and just let the stones move a little more to the top. I think this would work good to have things longer visible. So someone who sees for the first time can also follow better what's happening there. I really like your style. It's a raw beauty. Yes, thank you so much. Definitely have to. It's also cool to see a little bit the development of the animation I was doing. So in the beginning, I was exploring a bit more roughly different animation principles, experimenting a lot, and now the latest animation where the focus shifted just a bit to also get better at cleaning up animations. So yeah, definitely cool approaches. So, and also then different focuses. One is exploring animation principles, the other is more cleaning up things. So, yeah, depending on the focus, also the result you're doing and what you're animating, the appeal can be a little bit different. Yeah. Then another one I liked was this one. It was fun here to play with the 5-point perspective. So what I've used here at the background, if you've never saw it before, is just a simple 5-point perspective. So basically what it is, you have like a grid like this here in the background. And if you zoom out, you have here one vanishing point in the middle, you have here one, here one, here one, here one, and then you're connecting these, and this is your grid here you're using to sketch in 5-point. You see Kim Young-ji sketched like this a lot, and it can be a great way to give your whole animation great cooler dynamic, and also because you have a lot of round shapes in it. And I think this is this is working good. Hello Yuchika Tagir. Okay, I definitely pronounced your name wrong, but cool that you're joining the stream. We're reviewing a little bit the animations I did so far. And I like also the impact here. This is definitely something I want to explore more. So yeah, more animations in 5-point perspective. I think I will a couple more of these in the next months. Is this official? No, this is not official or a fan animation. So I have a little animation challenge where I'm animating Luffy every day until the anime is back. And I think there are only 30 days left. So on one side, I'm super happy that the challenge is over soon. So I will take a little break when I finish of maybe 1 week. And then I'm already planning the next challenge. So can't wait for that. But of course, it was super fun so far. I'm learning so much. I only can recommend it. Of course, the more you practice, the more you animate, the better you will get. But yeah, okay, let's see what else. I think what else are we looking at? This was also fun here. This was a bit more technical to get the middle sphere here in perspective right. So I also set up here a perspective grid in the background. I always can recommend that using a perspective grid. And then I sketch an ellipse. I'm not sure if I have rough drawings here in the background. Maybe you can see it here. Yeah, here you can see a little bit like straight lines I used in the background to help me construct things properly. But yeah, here hundreds of layers. But yeah, other than that, this was the biggest challenge here. Of course, that when cleaning up things, you definitely would sketch the character here, the foreground better out. But as an idea, I think it's working. It's working cool. And then I used smears here to have it come in the middle, in impact frames where the ring itself gets bigger. So this was another one. And connected to that was also, I think, this one. So we have the same thing going on, just from a from more far away. And also that's also fun. Maybe I'm going to explore that more to sketch backgrounds for animation. What are you making right now? Right now, I will come later to it, so I probably will, so I started it yesterday, but I probably will have an approach on Luffy versus the Pacifista after the time skip arc. So I didn't start it today, but this is the one I will share and publish later. After the stream, I have to do some other stuff, and then I'm going to animate again. For now, the stream, we're going to review a bit. What I've animated so far. I also like this one here, where he's jumping. So probably you could use the anticipation here where he's going down. I like the energy where he's going down, but maybe it's looking a bit strange how he's positioning his head down. On one side I like it, on the other side maybe I could you could create the same anticipation without the head moving down. Instead, and more the legs are moving down. So he's not doing a motion like this, but he's going more like this down and then up. But that's also a cool thing. So many different ways to let a character move. Yeah. Cool. This one would be also interesting to sketch out better. Also, on one side, I like here that you only see this black silhouette of the character in the background. But it would be also cool maybe to have him first black here, and the higher Luffy's jumping here to the top, the more you could maybe reveal the character. I think this has also a lot of potential to get to a next level in the cleanup process. But I feel like it's also looking good. Also, how the clouds are moving like in a circle shape. I feel like this is also fun. Yeah. What else do we have? This one here, you see only the small thumbnail here. Is where Luffy's then going to the head. With here a smear frame. Probably also a bit too fast, so some parts of these could be a bit slower. But I like also this is always cool to play with, where you have a fast part and then here you have a slow part. And yeah, to push that contrast of fast parts and slow parts is always fun. And then also having a little delay. So for example, he's cutting things here. He's cutting things here. Then you have a slow part, and then after just a couple frames later, you have the impact seeing. Probably what also would help here is to see actually what is he cutting here in the background. So to add a character here somewhere, I think would help the whole scene. Cool. Where else could we jump in? Let's see what we did here. I like this. I like this effect. I'm not sure if I would use... first, I like how he's pulling up the weapon here. And then how he's charging his weapon. Maybe, I'm not sure if I would use these circle shapes. Maybe yes, maybe not. Or if I would modify them, if I would sketch it better out. But yeah, I like the impact frame here, how the energy is coming out. I think this is fun. And yeah, it gives the whole shooting sequence a bit more energy. I think this is something I could explore again in the future, or you could also take inspiration of it. Yeah. And also, yeah, explosions are always so fun to animate. Definitely something I also want to do more. And then there's also, yeah, in terms of timing. So what is how's the first frame look like from your explosion? This is also something where you could experiment. So with this one here, then with this, then it gets small again. It's also similar explosions and also how like a thunder strike or something like this is hitting is actually animated similar. But yeah, probably it would help to make it a bit slower here. But yeah, I feel like the whole energy is working. Cool, so let's jump a little bit more forward. As you can see here, I started to sketch things a bit better out than before. Also with this one. It's also probably for the future a time thing. I feel like you can often save time when using smears. So, but of course you have to use it in a way and don't overuse smears too much. So this is also a learning I'm going through. So when is the right moment to use a smear? When does a smear fit to the whole action? But yeah, the best thing is to just try it out, feel your scene out. Does a smear help the whole motion? Or would it be better to sketch a character more precise out and not use a smear? So it depends. And yeah, often as a rule of thumb, I would say smears. Yeah, smears help when you're using fast motion, fast action. But yeah, cool. So let's go to the next one. I feel like this is also a good example of using the camera. And this also often you can have an easy camera movement. So you have Luffy here in the foreground, more bigger, and then he's getting smaller. And yeah, striking to the top. And also something you can use a lot on animation, and what something that is helping you is, for example, also think of these arc movements. So we have the character here, and then in an arc movement, he's going to the back. It often creates a cooler dynamic instead of having him just moving him back in a straight line. So yeah, something you can play with when animating. And yeah, I feel like camera movements can always push your scenes more, have the character in a nice perspective. So play with that. I feel like this turned also out good. And of course, if we go more into detail, and if you're sketching things more out, I would say you don't have to animate hairs, stuff like this. If you're just testing the idea, you can, of course. But then if you go over it, you can also start to animate the hairs. So in this layer here, the hair went more in this direction here. And then in the next one, they get fly a little bit more like this here. Yeah, and of course, then we also have here the change where the hair were like this here, and now they're going in that direction. Yeah, so animation principles you can play with, you can try out. And I feel like, yeah, then also having these details of closing of hair and adding these is super helpful to lift your animation up and bring it to a next level. Hello, love One Piece Forever. Cool that you're joining also the stream. Do you have a donation link? No, I have not a donation link, but thanks you so much also for the support. And yeah, everyone who want to support a little bit and is enjoying the content, check out my Patreon channel, where I try to bring more bonus content, more tutorials, also more planned for the next week. So if you want to check that out. But of course, I'm thankful for every like. And yeah. Cool. And of course, if you have any question, just let me know. With that, let's go to the next one. Let's see which else we're going in. I like also this one. And as you can see, before here, we had more these black and white style. And here then I started also to practice a bit more cleaning up things. And of course, this takes a bit more time to animate characters like these here. To sketch them better out. It's a bit more, so if you are rough and loose, you can test out more animation ideas. But of course, then time-wise, if you're also cleaning up your animations, then you have to take a bit more time or your whole animations also take a bit more time to clean things up. Let's see what happened here. Here I added a little explosion to it. So it was a little bit. This is a little bit in the style of the animation we did before, where we have these little circles here appearing, and then he's shooting. And I think what would be cool if to clean things up more. Right now the background is more static here. So I think it would make sense also to have some kind of motion going on here. Doesn't have to be much, but I would say maybe some wind here is flying through stuff like this could elevate also the background a bit, just as a little note. Cool. Then I tested here some other effects, some other explosions, also some more impact frames. I feel like also impact frames are always only fun to animate. How often will you do videos like this where you can talk One Piece is beautiful? Yeah, also so much fun to watch One Piece. I just said earlier that I started to watch the Netflix show, the first episode a bit. Didn't watch everything, but yeah, was fun so far. And I have to see. I don't have right now a fixed schedule when I'm streaming. Maybe I will do it later this year. We have more regular days where I'm streaming, but right now with the challenge going on and other things, I just have to see when I have time to streaming. But of course, it's super fun to share a bit behind the process, do some challenges here, or animate live. So yeah, when I have time, I will be streaming. Cool. And of course, it was also super fun here to sketch the background again here. I feel like also the whole Skype arc has some amazing scenes and backgrounds. Yeah, a lot of potential there for backgrounds. I also like this scene. This is super minimal, but it's almost like, yeah, like a sniper rifle or something is targeting him. So yeah, I want to play. This is also something I have to remember what is cool playing with, to also animate the shadow on a character more and make use of that. I feel like this is something also, yeah, where I could explore more animation principles in the future, also to make use of light and shadow, and not only animating the character, but also animating the shadow more. Cool. With that, I tried here an explosion. Yeah, I feel like one thing, I feel like the beginning is a bit too fast. And definitely what's missing here is more frames. Of course, as you can see, like animations like these get more time heavy. So to animate something like this in a day is even more challenging, especially when you're exploring new workflows and stuff like this. But this would be something also in the future where to take more time and also add more here frames for the explosion. So having the stones more flying away, adding more in-betweens to yeah, level up this animation here. Let's see this one. And yeah, also practice here more color coding. So where's the shadow, how to highlight the explosion. Also, if you're looking at Sakugaboru, at other Gengar work, you also can get some inspiration on how to color code your work. Cool. Then we have Luffy here. Luffy. Yeah, also, this was also, like the animation itself is more simple. But I feel like practice like this is also important on how to sketch characters out, and also maintain a nice energy in your lines, even if you're cleaning up. Even if you clean up your lines. So yeah, this is also super fun. And also, maybe you know it from yourself, maybe it's easier for you to to clean. Some find it easier to sketch out characters. Some find it easier to sketch out action scenes or explosions. So everyone has their more the things where they're naturally finding it easier to animate it, and other things more hard. And for me, sometimes it's also faces, to sketch faces nicely out. Sometimes I struggle a little bit with, or hands. I feel like also hands can be also a little nightmare to animate and sketch. But yeah, you only have to just keep practicing, and then it will get better. Cool. What else do we have? So we're progressing here more and more. I feel like this was also fun. The idea didn't come across like I wanted to be, so it looks like he's jumping off here from the tree, but I actually wanted to have that he's already flying in the air, and this like is just one cut. But probably, yeah, what would have helped here would be to have a scene before where he's jumping off, or see how he landed here, or he started jumping. But yeah, I feel like this is also cool. Also sketch the character a bit more here out. Play it also with the background. This elevates your animation. I feel like every time, if you also add some kind of background to your animations. Of course, things then take a bit more longer, but to have the background also moving, so the trees here going to the back, makes a whole pushes the animation definitely to the next level. So this is always fun. And then we're almost, I think this was day 40 or something, not sure. Some impact frame here, and then Luffy here. Is how do you say, dodging the attack here. And yeah, he played also here with the smear. And this is also a cool technique where you would say, okay, naturally you would have like a logic order in terms of where the character is moving. So he is going from here from here to here. So you would say, okay, the character, let's sketch it like him here. Let's sketch it here. Let's sketch him here. So he's going there. But sometimes also what can be cool is I have him here first, like this. Then I have him here already where he ends up. And then he's going back again a little. And then he's going again here. So he's going back and forth. And this can create a cool dynamic. So you don't have like the whole motion from Luffy here in one straight line, but he's going here, back again, and then he's going there again. And this you can use in a lot of different animations. Maybe something just to take away here. Just a small thing. And of course here cleaned up a little bit the impact frames here. And also a cool thing is you don't always have to sketch out everything. You can also, for example, I did here, sometimes use the lasso tool. So you go here in with the lasso tool, create a shape like this, and then you can just sketch in here or just fill things up here. So sometimes also the lasso tool, especially for effects, for water, for animating fire, can come in very handy. So if you haven't tried that out, give it a try. Cool. And then we are almost at day 54. Let's see what we did here. I think this was last week. Yeah, also cleaned things up here. And yeah, animated a little bit more static shot. I feel like what would help is right now we have here Enel, the character, very static in the foreground. I feel like a little camera slow in would have helped, where we have Enel a little bit bigger here in the beginning, and then he's getting a bit smaller here. I didn't make the time-wise, so in a day to animate it like this, so it was easier for me to have it static like this. But yeah, just as a tiny as a note, what could be improved in this animation. But other than that, I feel like yeah, the effect is working out. Maybe still a bit too fast. So if I'm seeing it here right now, maybe so we have this frame here. Only here 1, 2 frames visible. 1. Here 1, 2. So maybe we could have here in between where we have this frame here a bit longer. So you see this yellow, this marked in yellow, this little light explosion. You see a bit longer. I feel like this would it helps the animation. But other than that, I feel like the idea is fun and yeah, cool. And where else are we going in? What's happened here? Yeah, here I tried a little bit to animate the flash better out, and I'm not sure. Probably, yeah, I would render it a bit different. So I experimented here with a different style of lines. So yeah, so here as you can see, we have more like these zigzag shapes for the lines. And here I used more these like rounded shapes. Yes, definitely want to explore that a bit more. So there are a lot of different ways on how you can render and sketch your lightning, your fire, your water effects out. Depends, of course, always on the character, on the context, on which style you want to go for. But yeah, I think yeah, getting here better step by step with cleaning up the characters. So we're then actually coloring them. This is a solid base to then go to the color stage. Cool. What else have we here? And yes, this is also more simple animation. Actually, to sketch the weapon here out first was a bit of a not. So I had to the time. So yeah. Behind a lot of animation, behind of things you're sketching out is actually perspective. So, and what's helping is is to construct things out. And as you can see, I did a super quick construction here. Yeah, to get to some kind, it's not perfect, but yeah, to use perspective and construct things out is helping then a lot. To set a base first, and this base I could use then for the rest of animation, and I didn't have to construct it again and again. I just like one first construction is helping a lot to then yeah, use it for the rest of the animation. And yeah, played here a little bit with timing and how to the weapon that is flying in here to give it a better dynamic. And yeah, sometimes we have it here, and then it's coming closer to the camera here, and then it's coming more far away. So also to playing with objects that are flying or characters, have them moving more closer to the camera and also more far away, can be a fun way to elevate your scene and push that action feeling. It's beautiful. Thank you. Is One Piece your favorite anime? Yeah, I would say one of my favorites. I'm not sure if I have one favorite anime. And also, yeah, it changed also, I would say, over the years. So probably when I was a kid, it was Dragon Ball. Then later Naruto and One Piece. But yeah, definitely one of my favorite ones. I feel like the whole story is just so fun and also amazing. Like for how long someone can tell a story. Yeah, that's just crazy. Yeah, cool. Then we have this animation here. This is more simple, so not too much going on in terms of action and things we saw before. But yeah, here also the focus was more to practice a bit sketching the character more nicely out. I feel like this could have even, I feel like some lines here, of course it's a style question, but I feel like some lines here are still too straight. So to push the dynamic here a little bit, and would be something for the future, to even go one more time over it and improve the line quality. But other than that, I feel like this was good practice. And it's cool to see the animation coming more and more finished and alive. I just started One Piece. I was avoiding it for a while. Yeah, I also know people like who never started because it's too intimidating to watch over one. I'm not sure how many episodes, 1,000 and something. I can understand that. But I also like. I feel like everyone who started watching it, most people also enjoyed it then. And also, I feel like it's also cool, like for young people or kids, who never watched One Piece before, to start, for example, with the Netflix show can be also a cool thing, especially also if you are young, super young, and can't watch 1,000 of One Piece episodes. So maybe the Netflix series is a good entry point, or even the new anime that is coming, I think from Red Studio. Who are making a remake, and there will be also then less episodes. Cool. And with that, we are on day 54, I think. This was the one I did yesterday here. And as you can see, this one here is more simple. So some days I took more hours to animate. Sometimes, I even animate over 10 hours in a day. And sometimes, only 1, 2, 3, 4 hours. Depends always on my schedule, how much time I have. But I tried to be consistent so far. And these were the 54 days of daily Luffy animations. We didn't went in everyone, but I feel like this was a cool overview, a little review session also for me to see how was the process so far, what did I like, what I didn't like. I also get more and more the feeling, so this is also something why I'm excited to go into the next challenge and finish this challenge, like to just take more time with the animations. So right now I have to be really efficient in animate something, because I only have one day always to finish the animation. But I can't wait to take more time, and also take more time to explore an animation, clean it up then, and also tell a little bit a longer story with my animations. So this will come. So this challenge will be over in around 30 days. And after that, I will start a new challenge. So can't wait for that. Cool. So with that, thanks for watching, everyone. Fun stream so far. You see which other animation I will loop here in the background before we end the stream. Maybe we do just this one slowly here. Fun stream. Can't wait to the next one. Maybe let's see if I'm doing one stream a week, or maybe often. I have to see. The next stream probably will be next week. And sometimes I will review animations. I will do little short tutorials, or animate just live. And with that, thanks everyone for watching. If you have any questions still, just let me here below the stream, or drop a comment on my Instagram channel or on Discord. Can't wait to get animating later. Something I forgot, I don't think so. New Patreon tutorial also will coming soon. And with that, next stream is probably next week. I have to see with my schedule, but I try to make one next week. So yeah, always fun also for me, even if it's a short stream, to come live, chat a little bit with you guys. Yeah, cool. Then see you in the next stream. Bye.